All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're talking about two of the most incredible, most massive dogs you can possibly imagine, the English Mastiff and the Great Dane. Now, they're both what you'd call gentle giants, but they are way more different than you might think. So if you've ever found yourself wondering which one of these titans would be the right fit for you, well, you've come to the right place.
So what's it going to be? The English Mastiff or the Great Dane? It's a classic debate for anyone who loves big dogs. Do you go for the sheer, powerful bulk of the Mastiff or that towering, almost elegant build of the Great Dane? It's a tough call, and believe me, you're not the first person to get stuck on this question. And this isn't just some hypothetical. We found this great post from a Reddit user who basically laid it all out. The choice for them was between, and I love this, Mr. Humongous, that's the English Mastiff, and the German Mastiff, aka the Great Dane. And that little clue right there, German Mastiff, well, that's our jumping off point. Because to really understand these dogs, we gotta look back. To really get what makes these dogs tick today, we need to take a little trip back in time. We're gonna look at their shared history and also where their paths split. Because, they both come from some seriously old school, tough as nails dogs. But where they ended up is pretty fascinating. Okay, so their family tree goes back thousands of years. We're talking ancient Mastiff-type dogs used as war dogs. But the Great Dane's story, as we know it, really gets going in 16th century Germany. Back then, they were bred to be these absolutely ferocious boarhounds. And that all led up to the late 1800s when German breeders basically said, okay, this is it, this is the standard for the breed. So let's just clear this up right now. The Great Dane has pretty much nothing to do with Denmark. Nope. The name was most likely a pretty clever bit of marketing back in the day. There were some political tensions, and calling it a German dog might not have gone over so well with buyers in places like Britain. So, Great Dane it was.
See, back in its home country, it's called the Deutsche Dogge, which literally just means German dog. It's actually their national breed. It was even a favorite of the famous statesman Otto von Bismarck, who supposedly kept a couple of them around as bodyguards. This dog is pure German history. So, where did that iconic, majestic look come from? The original German boarhounds were all power, but maybe a little rough around the edges. English breeders had this brilliant idea to mix in some greyhound blood, and that's what gave the breed that long, graceful, elegant frame, and its famous nickname, the Apollo of dogs. Okay, so we've got the history, but how does all that history play out in your living room? Well, this is where the two breeds really go their separate ways. We're talking a playful goofball versus a quiet, serious protector. So here's the quick and dirty breakdown. Think of the Great Dane as a giant, clumsy, super energetic toddler that just never grows up. The English Mastiff, on the other hand, is way more low-key. He's a true guardian, totally content with one good walk and then a nice long nap on the couch. And who better to explain it than someone who owns both? This quote just perfectly captures the Great Dane. They're the family jokester. I mean, can you imagine? Just watching this giant dog trying to figure things out all day? Sounds hilarious. And then you have the English Mastiff. The same owner calls him a giant lapdog, but also stubborn AF. And that stubbornness? That's not a flaw. That's a feature. It comes from centuries of being bred as guard dogs that had to think for themselves. They're calm, they're smart, and when it comes down to it, they are the family's ride or die. In fact, that stubborn streak is so legendary that owners have a special name for it, the Mastiff Minute. You tell a Mastiff to do something, and they just look at you. And you can see the wheels turning. They're processing your request, weighing the options, and then they'll decide if they feel like doing it. It's not defiance, it's just that built-in guardian mindset. All right, so we know their backstory and their personalities, but what's it actually like to live with one of these guys? Let's get real for a minute, because this is the reality check. Everything about them is, well, giant. Let's start with your wallet. A well-bred puppy from a good, reputable breeder, it can cost you up to $8,000. And trust me, with giant breeds, trying to save a few bucks on the purchase price is a terrible idea. You'll just end up spending it on vet bills later. And then there's the simple fact of their size. That Reddit user we talked about, the one with both a Dane and a Mastiff, they mentioned, as of this day, I have 300 pounds of dog. Just think about that for a second. That's like having two grown adults in dog form sharing your home. And that size impacts every single part of your life.
Get ready for giant food bills, giant vet bills, since medicine is always dosed by weight. Training isn't just a nice thing to do, it's absolutely non-negotiable when your dog weighs more than you do. And yeah, then you've got the drool and the shedding, which, believe it or not, can be a lot, especially with the Mastiff's double coat.
If you want a perfect picture of what giant really means, just look up Giant George. He was a record-holding Great Dane, the world's tallest dog for a while, and when he had to fly on a plane, he didn't just get his own seat, he needed a whole row of 3 seats. I mean, can you even imagine dealing with that? Okay, so we've covered the history, the personalities, and the cold, hard reality of living with these dogs. So let's wrap it all up. How do you figure out which of these amazing giants is the right one for you? It really boils down to this. What kind of dog fits your lifestyle? Are you looking for a calm, low-energy protector to watch over the house? That's your English Mastiff. Or are you looking for a more active, social, majestic buddy to go on adventures with? Then you're probably looking for a Great Dane. It's the choice between the greatest guard dog and the exceptionally majestic companion. At the end of the day, both of these breeds are absolutely stunning, with hearts as big as their bodies. The choice isn't about which one is better. It's about which one is a better fit for your life. And remember, even within one breed, there's variation. The Great Dane standard even talks about the powerful male versus the more elegant female. It's all about finding that perfect individual dog for you. And that kind of leaves you with one last question, doesn't it? In a world where everything is getting smaller and more compact, why are we still so fascinated by these huge, expensive, drooly giants? You know, maybe it's because when you make room in your house for a dog this big, it reminds you that some things, like a colossal amount of love, are always worth making space for.